video will be all about your thoracic spine, your middle back, the part that wraps around here around your rib cage. So many of us are actually really locked up in this area. And I say many of us because if you sit at a desk a lot or you drive in a car a lot, you will likely get very locked up in this area. Why does it matter? Because you could develop pain in that area, tension in that area, but more likely than not, you'll start experiencing pain above that or below that. So sometimes your neck and shoulder pain is coming from your thoracic spine, your middle back. Sometimes your lower back pain is actually because you have tension or locked up tissue in your middle back, your thoracic spine. So wherever you are stuck, above that and below that has to take over. And if it has to take over and work extra hard, you're going to develop issues. So all of this is about your middle back, your thoracic spine. You're going to be doing some myofascial release, some stretching, and we'll see how it goes. So if you don't have yoga tune-up balls, that's these guys right here. You could use tennis balls. That's the hardest tool that I would personally ever use. If you do have tennis balls, you might want to grab a sock or something that you can put them in and then just lock down the sock, tie it in a knot, and that could work. There is one added benefit, or actually several added benefits to these types of balls. They're grippy, they're rubbery, and so they actually grab the skin a little bit, which adds an extra element of hydration. But if you don't have them, don't want to purchase them right now, maybe just find a couple of tennis balls and a sock. All right, so the first one we're going to do, if you have a block, you'll put the balls on top of your block. And if you don't, you could use a couple of pretty sturdy pillows. Now the thing about the pillows is it does absorb some of what the pressure of the balls is doing. So just keep that in mind. A block might be a nice purchase. And you could also just do without a block or pillows at all. But if you have a block, you'll place your balls inside the tote or your sock on top of your block. And then you'll start to lay yourself down so this hits that middle back. So at the very, very lowest part of your shoulder blades. And I might place a ball behind my head if that doesn't feel supportive enough. If I have two blocks, I could place a block or a couple of pillows back there. So once I have myself situated here, I'll take a few deep breaths. Just letting gravity do the work for me right now. And then eventually I'll start to move my limbs. So I'll take my hands, interlace my fingers, and start to slowly reach over my head. So I breathe as I do this, so taking a deep breath in as I reach over my head, and then I'll exhale and come back up over my chest. And again, slow reach, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, coming back up and over the chest. And maybe I decide to stay for a few breaths here. And you can go ahead and stay, but I would like to show you how it still does work if you don't have a block or something to place the balls on. Same location, I can still do the reach. It'll just feel a little different on the floor versus the block, so maybe you try both. So whether you're on the block or on the floor, you can start to do some kind of like a snow angel with the arms. And I'm breathing all the while. Maybe I just do one arm a few times and then the other. I might give myself a hug, wrap my hands around my shoulders and just kind of shimmy side to side. I can lean or twist, always checking back in with my breath. So here's the rule of thumb on this. If you cannot take a deep breath, it's probably too much. So check in with your breath. If you cannot take a deep breath, I recommend you either back it off a bit by bringing the balls a little higher or lower. Maybe that area you have it in is too much. You could bring this to the wall. So you just place the balls against the wall and do the same thing. I'm actually on carpet right now, so the carpet is absorbing some of the pressure from the balls. So if you're on a hard surface, maybe move to carpet. So there's options for you if it's too much. But don't push through anything sharp or anything that creates numbness. So check in with that, check in with your breath over and over. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is come onto an all-fours position. And place my left hand behind my head. So I'm going to spin up, elbow comes towards the ceiling. And then as I exhale, I'm going to actually round my spine, bring my left elbow towards my right knee. And then I'll breathe in and I'll do it again. Inhale. And exhale, you come under and across. And inhaling again, and exhaling under and across. Now this time I'm going to reach my arm up high and breathe in, and then slide my arm underneath me. And I'm going to lay on my arm. So I might stay here, or I might choose to actually lay all the way down and lay on top of my arm. And I breathe and I check in and make sure there's nothing sharp. And you can stay just like that. I'll tell you a little bit about this combination. So myofascial work, self-myofascial work that we do with these external tools, balls and whatnot, super effective. Yin type postures, stretching where you hold for a long time, very effective. Now the combination is exponentially more effective. So if I roll an area and then I stretch that area, you'll have a longer lasting effect. So I like to do the combination on any area that I'm working so I can have a more effective result. So you'll start to make your way out of this left side, and then you'll make your way to the other side. If you need to move around at all, do some cat-cows or something like that, please do. Eventually, right hand behind your head, elbow spins up towards the ceiling. Exhale under and across, and do it again. Breathe in. And you exhale under and across. Breathe out. And breathe in. And exhale under and across, breathe out. And when you do this, think about moving from this middle back. This last time, reach up, and we go all the way under with a straight arm, and then lay on top of your arm. This might be plenty, or you might choose to come all the way down onto your belly and breathe here. So you'll stay and breathe. So know that each side will likely be different than the other. So check in, careful not to assume you'll be able to do exactly the same posture on both sides. Maybe one you stay on your knees, maybe the other you lay on your belly. Completely normal. In fact, that's probably more normal than having yourself completely even. So check it out, see how you feel. Take about 2 or 3 more really deep breaths. When you're ready to come out very slowly, move around however you need to move, and then eventually we'll move on. So this next one, if you have a Pilates ball, you'll use a Pilates ball. And Pilates ball is, you can see it's this size, and it's got some give. So do make sure it's got some give. We don't blow it up all the way. It's not gonna, quote, hurt you, but you'll be able to get a little bit more breath work and expansion in your ribs if the ball has some give. Now, if you don't have one of these balls, you could come back and use your pillows again here. So that's another option. So I'm going to show you both. So just to keep consistent, we'll start on the left side. So the ball is going to go on your rib cage. So it can go close to your armpit, not all the way under. Not going to hurt anything if you do, but that's just not what we're going for. Rib cage, it could be lower, closer to your hip, or right in the middle of the rib cage. You're going to lay all the way down, so it's on your side. Now, I like to have some support here for my head. So a pillow or a block is fine. Okay, whichever seems to work for you. And first thing I'm going to do is simply breathe here. So I might close my eyes so I can check in with my breath. I'm going to take my top right hand on top of my rib cage and see if I can expand up and into my hand. So take a deep breath in, hold the breath, and then slowly, slowly exhale until you are completely empty. And again, breathe deep, inhale, hold, and exhale. Keep going like that. So again, I'm just going to show you what it would look like with a couple of, these are just couch pillows here. So they've got a little give, but they're a little bit more sturdy maybe than a regular pillow from my bed. So it's doing a similar thing. So if you don't have a ball, just grab a couple pillows off the couch, and we do it again. We breathe deep and hold, and slowly exhale. You could do that several more times if this feels good in your body, or you feel really stuck in this area. If you're recovering from anything respiratory, or if you tend to have issues with asthma, COPD, this one is excellent, so I highly recommend it. So I'm going to take my top right arm now up and over my ear, if that feels okay, on my shoulder. And then you're going to breathe here now. So deep breath in, and long breath out. Deep breath in, and a long breath out. Keep going as long as you'd like, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 more breaths. Eventually we'll make our way to the other side. And there's no rush. If you feel like you want to pause the video and stay longer, please do. So 90 seconds is about the minimum I would recommend for any specific area for your myofascial work, myofascial release type work. And you can, up to 5 minutes, really. You can do up to 5 minutes. but 90 seconds is about the minimum I would recommend. So when you're ready, come to the other side. And I'm laying right here on my rib cage on top of the balls, and I have the pillows underneath my head this time. Taking my left hand on top of my rib cage and taking a deep breath in. And I'm pausing at the top of the breath, couple counts, and then slowly exhaling. Until I'm empty, and then I breathe in again slowly. Pausing at the top, and a slow exhale. And again, we breathe. And a slow exhale. Take my top arm up and over. So I'm doing almost like a side bend here. And continuing with my deep breath. You'll stay for as many more breaths as you feel you need. 3, 4, 5 more breaths. Again, you can pause the video if you'd like to stay longer. So this next one, you can use a ball, you can use a block, or you can use your pillows. And one other option that I didn't mention is a foam roller. So if you have any of those, I'm going to show you all of the ones that I mentioned except the foam roller because I didn't bring it out with me this morning. So the first one I'll try is my Pilates ball, and it's in that same area where I had the balls earlier. I'm just going to stay here and breathe as I reach up and over the ball. Now if my head is super dangly and I'm really not feeling good in my neck, I should support my head. Okay, so it should not be uncomfortable on your neck, front or back. Okay, but I feel okay, so I'm going to take that away. So I can do a few things. I can do some extension and some flexion. And notice my elbows are pointed up. So I'm not out here like this. Elbows are in. And I extend. And then I come up. And it almost looks like crunches, but I'm really not doing really much with my core. A little bit, I suppose. But it's really more about getting movement in that middle back. So again, I could use a couple of pillows here and do the same thing. I could simply hold and breathe. Or I might do some extension and flexion through my middle back. And then my last one that I mentioned was using a block. And you can take the block on its flattest setting or one higher than that. And I know some people put the block this way or this way. I'm just going to have you do it this way today if you're using a block. And then same place. I'll check it out. How does my neck feel? If it doesn't feel okay, I'll place the pillow there. And same options, reaching over and simply holding and breathing, or I can move through some flexion and extension. Or maybe I just stay and breathe. And then when you're done, I recommend rolling to the side to come up off of your block or your pillows or ball. All right, so that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed that thoracic spine mobility work. And it should help you not only with your shoulders and your lower back, but also right through the area that we're working, that middle back. So let me know how it goes. Have a great day.